Okay. Can you check now and see if we're live? Because we should be now. Hello, people. Hello. Can you?
Oh, we're here. We're checking. That's why you're not hearing us.
We had some problems with the session. We are now live again, I believe. I have Halong and Victor checking. And please tell me if we're live. Because I think we are now, but I don't know for sure. Halong, tell me, are we live?
Not yet.
Oh.
Okay.
We are sitting in Zoom.
Yes. We are online.
live. Okay.
Yeah.
You please continue the conversation.
If you know that we're live, I will take your word for it. I can't tell on my end.
I don't care right now. Just continue the conversation. It appears that we are.
So what were we talking about? We were talking about
Men and women on the street.
right.
Men
right.
appreciate. But to be honest, I don't like this way when men, they knee on the ground to beg or to give women. I feel so guilty, to be honest.
And that's, you know, it's okay that you feel guilty, but there are some people who don't feel guilty about it. Some people who actually bask in it. The difficulty with this life that we live is that we don't all look at things the same way. And most of us, we find exactly what we are looking for. Now, typically, you know, the way that you see things doesn't really govern how things are. It just governs the way that you see them. I would like to eliminate your guilt trip for you because there are certain nuances about being a woman that's just true, and there's certain nuances about being a man that's just true, and certain nuances about both genders. And really and truly, neither one of them are trying to do things to drive a wedge between them and other people. The things that we habitually do, sometimes they may be objectionable to some people, but I don't think that human beings want to be objectionable. I think that sometimes we feel like we've been maligned, and really we haven't been maligned. We just feel that way. So when it comes to the deference that some men give some women, you know, and I'm not a woman, but if I were a woman, I would just be basking in it. I would just be, oh, thank you so much, you know, opening doors, stuff like that.
I like it when a man opens a door.
And the man likes it when he does it for you.
And I love it when a man takes care of a woman. I mean, I also like to be, I don't like to be babied. I don't want a man thinking, oh, I can't open the door, or, oh, I can't stay away from the mud that happens when you're walking down a wet street. But at the same time, that's the work going on.
And I think that's true because of our era that we grew up in, because in the era that we grew up in, that was just one of the things that that occurred. Like say for instance, I saw a movie once where this lady was really, really impressed. You know, like if you're at dinner and you're sitting at a table and the woman leaves the table, some guys stand up when she leaves, right? And then when she comes back to sit down, those guys stand up when she comes back to sit down. And you know, it has a nice little ring to it. Don't you like that, Carla?
Oh my God, really? That's not convenient at all. Like when you, I mean, like the husband bend their body, so why his wife should bend deeper
Said what?
to
Now, what do you mean? Say it again.
the husband, bend the body, like I
A
don't know,
bow? You're talking about a
to
bow?
bend the body down lower than her husband.
Well, no, you don't want to purposely denigrate yourself. If someone else wants to elevate you, I mean, it's okay to show honor to somebody, but it's not okay to show dishonor to yourself. And if you want to defer your status to someone else's status, I mean, you feel free to do that, but that's really not going to give you the feeling of being valuable. But if someone else wants to elevate you, then I think that gives you the feeling of being valuable, and you can accept that. You know, in the Bible, there's a verse that said, "It's better to be told to come up hither than to be told to go down." Nobody likes going down. Nobody likes being diminished, but everybody likes being elevated. And I think that thing that I'm talking about, where a guy gets up when a woman leaves the table and gets up when she comes back, I think that's the way of elevating people, the way of honoring people.
Yeah, I think it's important to honor someone at a table or honor someone in any situation. Don't you, Hoang?
Yes, yes, Carla. Even like teachers and students, whenever teacher comes to the class, so students will stand up to greet their teacher, and the teacher will yeah, bend her body to say hello to her students. But sometimes like some people, they, I mean, the different cultures, they want to show their respect with different ways. Yeah, like people just like shaking hands, or like in India, I have observed that like namaste, they will keep their hands like this in front of their body and say namaste. Yeah, but in my country, if you like younger than other people, much younger, I can say much younger than senior or like a family member, so they will teach you, you have to roll your hands like this, and you have to bend your body and keep your head like this to show your respect to your seniors.
Yeah, I think that you are really describing something that's part of the structure, you know, and the developing structure in a society is always important, but in developing structure, people choose the place that they want to be. If you want to be subservient, then you can be subservient. If you want to feel superior, then you can feel superior. That's a little different from the sort of culture that we are discussing here. We are talking about things that exist to improve culture, things that exist that's accepted universally. And much of what I have said and talked about, it was accepted universally. And I think some of the difficulty occur as time goes on, because, you know, as time goes on, there's less and less of the traditional things. And I think that that's a function of the way that we have changed. I mean, the family structure has changed. A lot of what people hear now from public service announcements, and a lot of what people see on billboards, a lot of that was taught to me by my parents in my home. And you see signs that said, respect yourself. In my home, no one didn't have to, I didn't have to leave my home to be told to respect myself, right? Drink responsibly. I didn't have to leave my home to be told to drink responsibly. So much of what has changed in the culture, I think, may be a function as to how the family unit has changed.
Yes.
And it appears that in some parts of the world, the family unit has not changed as much as it has changed in other places.
True.
Which is another important thing to keep in mind.
At my age, I sometimes think that with all its foibles and all its negatives and positives, I think the old way was, I think it was quite superior. I think the old way worked pretty good. And I think generally speaking, in groups per se, the frailties of the group, for the people who do not embrace the group, they judge the group by the extremists in either direction. People that live the way that we're describing, some of their shortcomings is that they don't notice certain people because those people are not asking for attention. And that is a deficit. But there's not a whole lot of people that's doing that. Many of the people are benefiting from the structure of the family in the way that we described it just now, the way that it used to be. You know, everybody seemed to be that they were contributing something, which is a different tangent that we're going off on, because we are talking about behavior, not the motivation for that behavior. Because the motivation for that behavior, the reason that I think like I do, has to do more with the stuff that I did when I was growing up than it does with what I'm actually doing.
Yes. So Victor,
yes.
do you think that we have some cultural features, but they are not following like a civilization or like developed trends, we should eliminate them?
Ask it again.
Like we have some cultural activities, but they don't, I mean, follow the civilization trend, or also that's kind of, I mean, obsolete. They are obsolete. We have to remove or eliminate them.
Well, I don't know that we have to eliminate them, but you know, the younger generation always brings with them a whole different way of doing everything. And our parents complained about what we did. And you and I are in different generations, I get that. So my generation complained about your generation, what they did, but my parents' generation complained about what we did, about what we do. So I think underlying all of it, if you have an attitude of loving people and being giving, and if you're not looking for other people to complete you, for other things outside of you to complete you, I think you'll do fairly well in either environment.
Yeah. And some rules in the family in the past, it was appropriate, but right now it's not fit. It doesn't fit to them with the new situation, new circumstances. So yeah, some parents, they have to change their mindset, and they're thinking about the children.
Okay.
Yes.
We are moving along now, Carla. I'm afraid we are getting towards the end of our allotted time.
Okay, I was just asking you if you had a few extra moments, but it's going to be a different show than it normally is. Thank you so very much, Victor and Huang, and those who have watched, because it looks like there were people watching in the beginning. We had some technical difficulties, which I think are resolved now. I'm not as sure. And I will see you guys for the English show for the people under 20 in a few moments. Have a great day, and can we wave goodbye?
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.